Sifu is a relatively short game filled with infuriating boss fights and enemies at all corners to make your life miserable. Since that's not enough for my stress levels, today we're gonna add even more torture to my life with a little challenge. We're going to see if it's possible to beat Sifu's true ending without using a single shrine, skill tree move, weapons, or any shortcuts. Kinda. Let me elaborate. So when you get to a certain point on the current level, you get a key to unlock the shortcut that eliminates more than 80% of the whole level. This is wonderful news, but for this challenge, there'll be a catch. I'll only be allowed to use a shortcut after I defeat the boss of the current level, meaning that I'll probably only use it to go back and try to get more health for the later stages. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe. Let's go! I was playing hide and seek with my big bro Yang and his friends. I hid in some cabinets and waited to never be found. I kept hearing noises of bottles, bones, and even doors being smashed, but I paid no mind. After a while, I noticed that Yang made it to the room I was hiding but didn't see me. Out of nowhere, this old man tells Yang my hiding spot while they were dancing in the rain. After he caught me, it was my turn. He told his friend to make me sleep so they could hide. When I woke up, Yang and his buddies were nowhere to be found. I was furious, and at that very moment, I made a vow to find every single one of them. After years of browsing Reddit, Twitter, and 4chan, I finally found the location of the man that made me sleep, and he was first in my hide-and-seek adventure, the botanist. My lead sent me to a warehouse district where the people were really kind to answer some questions as long as I asked them politely. This is where I started to play different because as soon as the level started, I would always run to get the pipe and defeat the first 5 or so enemies in this area. The first challenge came in the narrow but long corridor filled with enemies. I say challenge, but they were no match for my gaming mastery. I kicked all their butts fast and swiftly. This was a moment I knew that for me to be successful, I had to take out the enemies with weapons as soon as possible because they were truly a pain. Which I mainly used focus moves to make them dizzy and then a sweeping move to make them let go of the weapon. I was told I had to talk to my cousin Big Jim if I wanted to proceed any further, and as soon as I got to him, he wanted to give me a big old hug like those old Disney movies. I felt like he was about to crush me, so I did what any sensible cousin would do. I did a number of combos and punched him in the gut. I found myself in a room full of money and asked if I could get a PS5 for my birthday. And they all laughed at me. I killed everyone inside, kept the money. Guess who's having the best party ever? After bashing some more heads, I finally got to my target. This battle wasn't so different from before since I barely even used any weapons the first time I beat him. The biggest difference though was that I had to take pity on this man. This was my first ever peace playthrough. I watched the video on how to get the real ending, and in the video, it said I had to fill up the boss's structure twice without killing him, and I would get a chance to spare them, so I did just that. Just as I was about to cut this man's throat, I told him I was just messing around. Since I found him, I only needed 4 more to win the game. After beating him, he told me that I had to go to the club, saying I would find more answers there, so off I went. Since I was 21, that meant I could get into the club no problem. I showed the bouncer my ID, but he wasn't having it. I insisted multiple times, but he just didn't want it. So, in the end, I just got fed up, closed my eyes, and raised my fists. But, little did I know, that was going to be the least of my worries that night. Inside, I went to the bartender, I think, and explained the hide-and-seek situation. He was very kind, and even called his friends to escort me. What a gentleman. But before that, you know your boy had the boogie in the dance floor, with everyone inside. This was also another moment that I was not used to playing without the bat, and I felt it. This is where I really started to hate this challenge, and I died so freaking much in this level. This also showed an annoying thing that was going to make this challenge even more infuriating, picking up weapons by mistake. So you guys remember how I said that I used the sweeping move to disarm enemies. After that, I would press circle to continue the combo. Turns out, circle is also the button used to pick up weapons. But hey, I still have a shot. I just have to throw the weapons in the direction that it won't hit an enemy, right? The game uses auto aim. As soon as you throw it, it goes straight into the enemy's direction. And since we all know the name of the challenge, I had to repeat the level every single time to make it worse, this only happened when I was almost at the boss. While traversing, that happened to me. So, of course, I restarted the level. After repeating the whole level again, I finally got to the boss, Human Torch. That's a reference from Fantastic Four. This battle had by far the funniest glitch so far of all my playthroughs. After his first phase, I noticed that to get the spare option, you need to parry a lot. And since I legit only play by dodging, this was hard, and I learned that in a really bad way. By withering down his health instead of his structure gauge. So, for the second time, I had to repeat the level because I killed the boss. Getting there again, I finally got to the spare option off to the museum. This place was gorgeous and it had a lot of spots to hide. This was gonna be hard. This game had my worst nightmares. Stairs. For some reason I couldn't use the elevators. I went around asking for the code, but everyone was acting so strange. There were people holding swords, a giant kunai, truly making me feel like I was in a ninja movie. Since no one was giving me the code to the elevator and I thought I had no chance to finish the game, I wanted to jump. And I did just that. Just as I did, I felt as if I was floating and followed the voice guiding me into the water lady fountain thing. I was somehow transported to a room of rain while a whiny lady kept talking about water like she was obsessed with the thing. I think there was something in the water which made me start hallucinating because I started seeing a bunch of colors and statues all around me. Then fought some colored people? Anyhow, I got my card and used the elevator and immediately knew I was going to be here for a long fight. The first part alone took me 7 minutes and 3 years of my life. In-game, of course. This was the first boss which I thought I would struggle without the upgrades to catch the kunais in the second phase. But, surprisingly, dodging is way easier, and I lose way less health. But, I did the same freaking mistake from the last boss and accidentally killed her. Since I was getting up there in age, I just decided to go back and grind some levels. Another 7 minutes and 5 freaking deaths after, I made it to the second phase, where I was able to spare the young lady's knife with a kunai to the boob.
Nice.
Next location was a shocker to me because it was the most recognizable tower of all time. The Avengers Towers, of course. It was a surreal feeling being there. I knew I had to be in my best behavior due to the number of guards in the lobby. This time, I didn't even have to ask. The boss was already waiting for me. To make my elevator ride less awkward, I played Russian roulette with a guard. He died. After getting out of the elevator, I saw the CEO and was overjoyed knowing that I just had to find my big bro. But this lady did a fast one on me and said that we were playing tag. She uttered a yellow substance so loud that she disappeared and made the whole tower shake. Once again, leaving me drugged. Being annoyed by her little stunt and an awful competitor, I took her challenge. So I searched and searched until I got in an elevator that was falling. Thinking I was gonna kick the bucket, I deleted my browsing history. Not before actually taking a little peek. When I opened my eyes, I was just fine. Thanks a lot, game. A lot of valuable information lost. While down there, I took the short ways down since they don't count as shortcuts, and I came across a woman talking by herself. It was quite sad. I went to ask if everything was alright. All she said that the old man was right in telling Yang my hiding spot in the beginning of the game. This sent me in a fit of rage. Legend says that she is still drowning on her own blood. After making a leap of faith, I came face to face with the CEO. I tagged her, she tagged me back. We did this back and forth until I joked that I was gonna choke her, and she finally admitted defeat. This was the easiest boss by far after the botanist. At this point of the game, I had a general idea of how to achieve the spare option. I had only one more target on my list. Yang. Guys, I couldn't even continue the story because the only thing I felt in this part was pure hatred towards this game. Believe me when I say that this part almost made me stop the challenge. I died so many times, not only to Yang, but mostly everything here killed me. Everything. The fat guy, the giant, the freaking ninja girl, the freaking ninja dude, even the stupid henchman with weapons wiped the floor with me. I had Yang kicked my ass so badly on the first half that when I got to the second half, I had only one more life. I died, of course. Arriving at the boss with a good age was so challenging that I think I repeated this part a good 8 times or so. Although, I did learn some new tactics, but only for Yang. The rest of the guys still killed me plenty of times. Even though to get the spare option you have to block a lot instead of dodging, while fighting Yang I was still dodging a lot because it's really hard to know his patterns. But after losing to him 5 times or so, I started parrying his attacks, and that changed the whole dynamic of the fight. Now his structure was increasing way faster. I felt great. I was almost there. I just needed a little more. And then it happened. I beat Yang, and I was so happy that I finished this challenge. I was ready to turn off the PS5 and just relax. Then I noticed I got the wrong ending. Turns out my dumbass thought that I just had to beat Yang and that's it. No! I also have to spare the guy. Are you freaking kidding me? So yes, guys, I had to repeat the whole level again to get the good ending, which I proceeded to fail another 3 times. But I got it. I got it after hours of torture and tears. I had finally beaten it. Nope, I still had to beat Yang one more time, which luckily I couldn't lose. So yeah, after that victory, I got to the spirit world, met up with Master Oogway. He taught me some moves and I learned from a real master. So guys, is it possible to beat Sifu's true ending without upgrades, weapons, or shortcut? Definitely. But is it going to be hell? Oh, you bet it will. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to make similar videos in the future. I want to do a Dying Light challenge. I haven't finished the game, but I'm going to try to finish it so I can do the challenge. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Double peace out.